Hey everyone, it's Mindy Audlin, and I am thrilled to present to you this month's Spotlight Campus. I am here in Arlington, Texas at Unity of Arlington. Unity of Arlington was one of the first Spirit Group campuses. In fact, Glenda Thompson, the program leader here, was in our very first Train the Trainer. She brought this back to Unity of Arlington when they were in a ministerial transition. And from that, they hired Reverend Ann Tabor, who is a senior minister here now, and has jumped on board working with Glenda. They've created a really vibrant, powerful Spirit Groups program. So I want to give you a chance to get to know everybody. So welcome, say hello to everyone at Unity of Arlington.
I'm the program leader for Unity of Arlington, and we're going into our 5th year of Spirit Groups. And well, I really felt like we were a little disjointed, and we didn't have any real positive points of connection, that is deeper connection than book studies. And I really was looking not to increase the numbers so much, but to increase the awareness and the consciousness level of our church members, to be able to move outside of ourselves and to give back. So that we have a new minister, and we are increasing our numbers. We have a lot of new people here, and I'm excited to offer them that opportunity for that deeper connection and deeper consciousness.
I co-lead a group with my wife Glenda. We're called the Seekers and Tweakers because we're new people and we're some older people, but we can all learn more. And Spirit Groups has been a wonderful opportunity to get more connected with other people in the congregation. I've gotten to know people on a much deeper level, and it just makes coming to church more fun.
I'm Steve Morris, and I have been a Spirit Group leader for 3 years, and it has been a really great experience. I've read books that I never would have read. I had conversations I never would have had. I grew deeper in my spiritual understanding, and I grew a lot closer to people in my church.
So I became part of a Spirit Group 3 years ago, in the Spirit Group that Steve Morris was the leader. And we had a really fabulous experience. We fell in love with our group of friends and really just became a part of it. And it was just such a wonderful part of our lives to be able to share and grow together as a group.
My perspective on Spirit Groups as a small group ministry is incredibly valuable to this church. When I came in, I think Spirit Groups had gone maybe 1 or 2 sessions at that time, and I have to say some of the more enthusiastic participants in that program, when I did my tryout, made sure to speak with me about it. And having had some history with small groups, of course I was all for it, and it has just been a blessing beyond measure, because you know, we're a church of maybe 85, 95 on Sundays, but more than 50%, I think at this point, or at least right at it, are actually engaged in our small group ministry. So it really does provide that place for folks to connect outside of Sunday morning. And you know, we try to be really mindful of the book studies, the curriculum that they go through, and it's just a joyous experience. And I would say that the standout of that would be our men's group. There hadn't been a men's group here in quite some time, and so one of the participants in another group wanted to lead a group, and he wanted it to become a men's group, and so it's called the Tuesday Nights with a K, and I mean, these men are bonded. They they hardly ever take a break, for one thing, and they have so many projects and other things scheduled with each other. And at this point, there are several that are not congregants here at Unity of Arlington, and they're regular attendees there on a weekly basis. So it's just wonderful.
I'm Peter Lynch. I host the Tuesday nights, which is a men's group here at the Spirits Group at Unity of Arlington. The way I got into this was I found myself standing in church, not knowing the guy that stood next to me. I didn't know his name well as who he was. And we decided to try a men's group, and that was, what, 4 years ago now? 3 years? Yeah, 4 years ago. Wow. And we have put together a team of people that are just incredible guys that you would want to spend time with, know them better, and enjoy being with them. It enriches the Sunday morning time as well. The Tuesday nights carry each other through some of the most difficult times that a person could have. Deaths in the family, severe health challenges, just about any and everything you could possibly imagine. We've carried each other through. And that creates an atmosphere of, you don't have to be perfect, you don't have to be okay. When you walk in, you don't have to say, how's everything going? Oh, I'm fine, because sometimes you're not, and that's okay.
The conversations that we have and seeing the difference at the beginning of the 3 years to the end of the 3 years in the way that people are thinking and their openness has been really amazing. The transformation has been amazing. And then the people who, in our group projects and our service projects, that were timid and nervous at the beginning and not sure, oh, do I really want to go out in the public and do things? Some of them are now in charge of it. They're so excited about it. They're so passionate about community service that it has been a real blessing to see that change in people.
This really feeds me as a leader. I've seen them come into the group quiet and really withdrawn and in pain many times. And by the end of our 10-week session, they are outgoing, they look forward to seeing each other, they have connected on such a level that they feel totally supported and they're able to come out of themselves.
The growth in our group is that we are having people step up out of their comfort zone and do things that they didn't do in the past. Like, we've had people who've led the prayer. We've had people that are just talking and sharing stories and kind of sharing their lives with us that were very quiet and sitting at the back of the room. Now they're right in the middle.
It's about connection, really, and just being able to create a safe place for that to happen again outside of Sunday morning. And we have people that want to connect. I remember one congregant who is now a member came from another church in the area, and she'd been going there for years and had never been in anyone's home. And so right off the bat, we were just about to start a spirit group, and she just went right into that and loved it and has been involved in, other activities here. It's just been great. So it really has contributed to the overall health, the healthy health of the church. Yeah.
I've seen people want to get together more than just on Sunday morning. And I've seen people have aha moments, and then they not only get to have it for themselves, but they get to share it when they're in a group. And so then the rest of us benefit from that aha moment.
I think that church is much closer, that we were a group of people having church together that liked each other and cared about each other, but now we really deeply know each other. And it's been very impactful, I think, on our interactions with one another.
The impact on the church as a whole from the spirit groups is that we have become friends and we share. We stick around and talk. We're after service today. There are 20 or 30 people over here just chatting. people from, you know, different walks of lives that we wouldn't know each other except for the experience of our church family. And so it's not that this is just a church that we go to. This is really a church family.
I think the biggest impact on the church as a whole has been our outward focus. Is the church was very just focused on ourselves, and now we have yearly projects that we do every year. One is in taking care of animals. Some is going to the area in town where all of our homeless people hang out, and we take them socks and food and take care of them. So there's now yearly practices that we do as a church that all started through Spirit Groups.
One of the things that our group does is our community service project is that we have a group, there's a home, it's called the Samaritan House, that we provide supper club for them once a month, and it's on the first Monday of each month, and it's the highlight of our month. We cook dinners, we always have a theme, and so we'll cook dinners and have, you know, we have entrees, sides, desserts, drink, everything, and then we sit down and have dinner with them. And it's a fabulous experience, and we all feel very loved, and that they feel the love that we're giving them, but we get as much back in return.
You know, in New Thought, particularly in Unity, over the last couple of years, we've become more conscious about service projects. And so one of the things that I love the most is at the end of each session, you know, this group of people who have bonded together go outside of our walls to do a service project in the community. It's not either or, because many of our groups also do projects within our walls, within our church, and that's wonderful because that's also, you know, a blessing. But on a regular basis, you know, we are out there in our community blessing and being blessed, you know, by service projects. And when I speak to other colleagues, there's a lot of discussion about being, you know, socially active, or at least just, you know, developing that consciousness. And I think that through this program, that has been a very easy through line. It's been a very easy thing to do. I would suggest to other ministers to just talk to those who have been able to do it and doing it successfully. I think that one of the most beautiful things about this program is that there is a model in place. There is a model and a structure that actually makes it easy. And for me as a senior minister, and have someone who leads the leaders, it's a blessing.
It's enhanced my life.
In what ways?
Well, being more open, being more accepting, more compassionate, more caring, because we get involved in projects outside the church and get to give back to the community. So it just broadened me.
It's such a growth experience, and I feel like our spirituality has just expanded exponentially, and it's good.